Running. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I welcome you on a Thursday live trading session. I mean, on a Monday. Wow, I'm saying a Thursday. Oh, I hope you're good. I hope you're having a good Monday. We might not last long today. Uh, I hope everything went well, man. I'm a bit tired. I think I'll call it a day early and call it a day early tomorrow. I hope you guys are doing well. Um, how have you been in this crazy market? Where do we even start? Let me see if I'm audible. Call it a day early tomorrow. So where do we even start in this crazy market? A lot is happening. Um, oh man, a lot is happening. Pardon my hair, I'll go cut my hair. A lot is happening. Let me see if this will allow me. So, where do we start? So, okay, let's start. Let's do it, man. So we can call it a day early. If we can. Today it's cold. I'm just fixing myself. I'm a bit crusty. Where do we start? I hope you've been doing well in this crazy market. I've not been taking any aggressive trade. Um, okay, let's start. Where are we? Uh, The only trade or position that I only have a position on NZDJPY. But what's important is to clarify that today, oh, the markets are crazy, man. This is crazy. Okay, oil. Oil is down 17% from the time of up until now. I think oil is feeling the pain. So oil is down 17% for the day. And I should say Sasol as well today. See, I think Sasol it benefited over Friday. I'm not sure of today, but Sasol today it's up 4%. Yes, Sasol today it's up 4%. At some point, uh, Sasol was trading at 171 rand per share. Yes. Tell Trumpo to put what you want. Call Trumpo to come here. Sorry about that. So, where was I? I was saying, at some point, uh, 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 Sasol was trading at 170 rand per share today, which was a massive move. And I think I went on oil at some point. I think one of the first position I took on oil was at 101, continued lower. And I also went in at 190. And then currently it's at 171. And with the war, for some reason, oil is benefited. Oil is it's higher generally since the war started. So, but for today, oil is down 17%, very roughly about 18%. At some point, oil today was up onto 120 barrels, 120 barrels. I mean, what am I saying? Oil is up $119 per barrel. Yeah, per barrel, I guess. So, which is good, very aggressive move in the market. So if you want to see what I'm talking about, you can jump on YouTube, check for the Ahorfumo on the Red app. I'm also there discussing a few things, and maybe you can see the numbers that I'm talking about because I do show the numbers. But I'm really interested in see what's happening with oil. So oil prices are not far from 2022 February. Oil did reach $130 per barrel. Today was almost $120 per barrel. So we're not far-fetched. We're not far-fetched. But anyway, let's start it, man. For me, I'm short JPY, but I'm long NZD JPY. I've been shorting this thing for a while now. I know it's boring. I've been sitting on a trade for 2 weeks or so, without any clear movement, held support. If you're on YouTube, you can see the chatting that I'm talking about, but it held support. What am I doing today? It held support nicely. So I'm hoping that will break out from this resistant area. Once it breaks out, then I'm gonna look for to secure more profit. Yeah, so I feel somehow today. But yeah, that's what I'm holding. Let's discuss the rest of stuff. So on Friday, the labor market was a bit terrible. We got very terrible NFP data. But before we go there, when you look at the macros on the A1 trading platform, Edge Finder, um, we are we see that GU is bearish already. I should say that for GU. So yeah, what I'm talking about. So we are basically we see that the dollar is bullish. I need to have rested. I'm tired. So we see that the dollar is bullish, USD JPY is bullish, AUD CAD is bullish, AUD CHF, AUD JPY, and AUD NZD. Those are the only bearish things are bullish. I think the Aussie dollar is bullish, but however, the one thing that it's making me doubt getting into the Aussie dollar, it's because of of the gold currency. I mean of gold. It moves concurrently with gold. It's slightly linked to gold. So gold it's down already, given the fact that the US dollar is doing quite well, and the latest labor market was terrible. So that's a bit negative for gold, and that roughly will affect Australian dollar. Anyway, so for GU, I'm bearish for GU. When you look at the technicals, one thing about GU is, and one thing which confirms GU is short, is the terrible data that we got. It puts the Feds into a predicament where they need to decide if they can't cut rates because of the war that is happening, but at the same time, they have to mind what's happening with the labor market, because the labor market is a bit of a problem to them currently. So if they don't mind that, they might find themselves in a position that they don't want to find themselves in. So therefore, with that being said, um, I'm short GU. Um, let's speak about the not economic heat map. I want to look at the the NFP data. In fact, it's easy to do that first. So, latest NFP data. Oof. Forecast was 58,000, and what we got, they got a minus 92,000, which is with a difference of 150,000, which is on a minus. So when you look at this labor data, it is a problem because it's definitely terrible jobs data. And that's not what you want to see. In terms when you have to look at the stock market, you don't have to see such terrible numbers in the stock market for you to determine where you're going. So the NFP data was terrible at minus 92,000. That was very bearish for the US currency itself. However, if it was a normal day in office, the Feds will have to cut rates to save the labor market. However, they can't do that because of the inflation story that is coming up with the war. All prices are at all time, not all time high, but they're at high, close to today. They also traded $119 per barrel. Yes, Landa. Yes. What did Tompo do? Nana, you want to go sleep? Go to sleep. I'm coming to help you. So where was I? Now, unemployment rate also increased from 4.3% to 4.4%, which basically the labor market, it is a bit of a problem. Ooh. Labor market is a bit of a problem for now for the dollar, and that is why we see this bearishness coming through for GU and other US currency-based currencies. However, that's not going to really affect what? That's not really going to push the Fed to cut rates at this point in time to save the labor market. And remember, at some point, we priced in for 100 cuts for the year. Sampo, now I'll take you to sleep if you continue fighting. You want to go to sleep? Then why are you fighting with Malandla? Okay. Anyway, what was I? NFP data was terrible for last week. We have seen the. I'm good, man. How are you? I'm just a bit annoyed. My thing is extremely lagging. The screen is black. My side is fine. Is it still black? Should it be black? Is it still black? Because I know I'm looking at my frames dropping this man. I don't know why. What's preventing me from streaming properly? Once it drops below 100, it's just a terrible, terrible space to be in. And I know what I did. Yes, yeah, it should be good. So NFP data came out terrible at minus 92,000. Jobs opening also was a bit bad. You had also an employment rate which has increased, so the labor market in the US is still a problem. And when the US in the labor market in the US is still a problem, you don't really want to see the Fed cutting rates now because to save the labor market because of high oil prices that are likely to be inflationary, and the prediction in the war will take much longer unless it takes too long that we see the market pricing it in already. But for now, nope. So for now, the labor market, the latest one, was still a problem. And overall, as I said before, I am very bullish for the dollar given the circumstances. So I will be looking for opportunities on the dollar currency itself. I'm looking into buying the dollar for indices. I'm sitting on the side. So the current trade that I'm holding, it's the only trade I'm holding basically it's NZDJPY. Still stop. Basically, my stops are at this low currently. I didn't really. I trimmed it somewhere this week. So this will be my current stop. And the reason being why I trimmed is I'm also gonna trim more. Oh, come on, man. What am I doing? I don't know why it's doing this. I am gonna also trim more given if if we see a break above this current resistance area, I am gonna trim more and to just start to move my stop to profit. But for now, I'm gonna hold on to this trade. And the next trade that I have a sell limit on, as I said, and the H fund is showing a bearish reading, it's GU. GU will be patient as it comes back to hold resistant. I am gonna look to short GU, and also one of the reason why I'm shorting GU, there's quite a few things, but let's get into it. And one of those things is the idea that there is potential inflation problem in uh Bravo Batao in the region, or I mean in the Eurozone UK area. There is growth potential problems. Oh, come on, man. Don't start doing what. Oh, shit. Okay, my stream will be terrible. I don't know. The barriers are just dropping this, man. I hope I didn't cut. So, what are we talking about? We're talking about GU. If it cuts now, I'm gonna cut it. Yes, Malala, come here. GU. Everything else. The technicals are bearish, but anyway, what I want to speak about, technical are bearish. When you look at labor market, it's neutral. When you look at institutional positioning, it's neutral. And inflation data also it's neutral. So economic growth, and I did say earlier that the biggest worry in the Eurozone, British in UK and the European region in general, it's um, growth. There's growth issues that are looming around. That is why when you look at service PMI forecast as well, consumer confidence and retail, they are bearish for economic growth. So the biggest problem they have is economic growth. When you take that and you also take the technicals that are already bearish, you tend to see that the H-Fund is giving a bearish reading. However, it's not giving much on the it's not giving much on the labor market inflation data. Let me quickly look at the inflation and the labor market data before I decided what to do. Okay, Eurozone. I'm just opening the Eurozone and the UK specifically. What one thing that I know before I just went, I know that when you look at the EU, yes, the previous one, inflation beat expectations, but the beating of expectation beat the expectation from it beat expectation from 1.7 to 1.9, which was a very good bet for inflation. However, doesn't change the sentiment that inflation is still quite extremely low. So there is growth problems that is happening in the region. So if there was no possible cutting of rates, was going to be possible, and we all know what happens when we cut rates. We devalue the currency itself, then we tend to start buying more of that currency. And also, you look at UK. Yes, Mananda, I'm coming. Also, CPI is at 3. Also, CPI is coming down. You had unemployment rate, which also increased. The latest data was service PMI came out exactly the same. Manufacturing PMI got a loss, which was bearish as well. So there's nothing much happening in the UK besides that there's growth concerns. With growth concerns, we are likely gonna see that the currency itself l- being slightly devalued because potentially without the war, they will be cutting rates. But now to just cut rates, it's not gonna make sense given the fact that obviously the war is a problem and it's inflationary given the region that the war is being fought with with inflation. But anyway, moving right along, On the day trading today, I'm not looking for anything. Can I get a shot? Am I pushing it? Okay. An attempt a shot, yeah. On a Monday, 1:1. Just want to confirm the trade that I'm looking for. Like that. Okay. Should I wait for 5 minutes longer? So I'm still deciding what to do with this trade. Yes, Nana. Yebo. Eh? I'm just wondering if should I enter or wait for the 5 minute closure? I would have loved for the 5 minutes to close below this low. Oh, oh God. I am gonna look for a trade like this. Oh. If it does not happen, doesn't happen. Don't know. That's support. I'm just marking it as a fair value gap. Just I'm lazy to do all the other nonsense that I have to do. So I know it might hold that 1 minute fair value gap here because that's what I just prick above. Clearly get an inversion. It's holding that inversion, but I think I'm gonna be patient with it. If it doesn't happen, I'm gonna call it a night. Yes. Eyes. Don't close your eyes. Hmm. But if you're looking for a continuation, you can get a continuation, to be frank. Trumpo, sleep. Yeah, no, I thought you were calling me. I think I'm gonna add my limit. Quickly add the limit before I take a call. Trying to add my limit. I think overall, oh Christ, I will add my first take profit in this low. I will take it here. I will decide if I'm taking it or not. Looking to, I know it might reject where it is now, but I just looking for higher price to be honest. I know it might reject where it is. Let me just say it. Let me just say it. Let me see if it will allow me to. Yeah, my limit is set. I immediately have to take a call. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I know I had an important call to cover too, but I'm gonna call it a day early today. I think we're gonna speak more tomorrow. Yes, let's speak more tomorrow. What happened? Trump spoke. He brought a lot of volatility right now in the market. Trump spoke. We have seen the dollar losing a bit of strength. Uh, we see the dollar lost a bit of strength. Hmm. What's interesting is here. So as the dollar loses strength, we have oil that at some point it was down 30% for the day. Yeah, that's basically massive. And I'm already short GU. I'm already short GU, but that's very massive. I'm already short GU. So let's wait and see, ladies and gentlemen. For me, I think let's discuss a lot tomorrow. I might even make a video tomorrow morning. But other than that, have a great day, guys. See you tomorrow morning. Bye.